Hello, everyone, and welcome to the playoffs for the EGFC Power 5 Invitational. I want to welcome all the teams to New York City and hope you guys are enjoying your time at OSNYC. Moving on to the games today, these games will be played in the best of 5 format. If you don't want to miss any of the action, make sure you check us out on Twitch and Twitter at Official EGF. We also have an Instagram that we recently started up, so do check that out too. Today, we're started off with a match between Ole Miss and FSU. My name is David Hans Chen. I'm joined by Stealthy Wolf. Stealthy Wolf, how are you doing today?
Well, my day has already passed on to the evening. It's becoming dark outside, but there is still so much more Rocket League to entertain us with today. Everyone in New York is ready to get this show on the road with Ole Miss and FSU, both phenomenal players. FSU being on top right now, but let's not keep the players waiting. Let's get this first game on the road. Navik to the side, getting the ball up, but a quick interception coming out there for Ghost, already trying to dribble the ball from the air into the goal.
Yeah, and some great contests in the air from the side of FSU. And from what I've seen, FSU plays really aggressive. They really like to control the ball in all of these cases, and they're always going up into the air to challenge Ole Miss for all of these balls so far.
Well, Miss is going out left, right, and center. Ghost with a shot on target, but Navik there to control it now. TG1 trying to get it a little bit further down to the middle as the defense from FSU is coming up strong once again now. Ghost in the corner trying to play it down to the center. Bruno having to intercept it as the ball gets intercepted by Ole Miss.
Yeah, and some great ball control from FSU side of things. We're just seeing Ole Miss playing a little more defensively in these past couple possessions from FSU, but some great contests from both sides here.
Well, contests coming out left, right, and center, and it is Icarus with the first goal of the day.
Yeah, and it looks like it was just a good rotation. Bruno passing it into Ghost. Ghost passing it straight to center to Icarus to confirm that ball, knowing that a lot of people were challenging there on that left side of the field, and they were able to knock that goal right in there.
Well, the challenge is something very important, something that decides the pressure in this game, as we see that FSU is piling up the pressure once again with Ghost leading the offense. Now trying to put it down to the middle to Bruno, who's not ready for it. Bruno now pushing to the side, trying to get it down to the middle where his other teammate is waiting, but it's played down to the side beautifully from Ole Miss roster here. Goes to the side to Icarus. Combination just goes wide.
Yeah, and definitely we're seeing the pressure from FSU starting to apply here to Ole Miss over and over and over as Ghost scores another goal. Great pass from Icarus there on the assist.
And what a beautiful speed coming out here. We saw that Bruno was going back. Icarus and Bruno well communicated back down to the middle where Ghost was waiting, making it 2-0 already with only 1 minute and a half gone. Now, third kickoff of this game, Ghost versus Navik. Navik gets it down to the side, but Bruno is already lurking there, trying to set up Icarus for another play. Icarus gets it touched, but is blocked out by the defense. Now, DG1 taking it down to the ceiling, tries to control it once again. Navik pushes it through, and that's the first goal for Ole Miss.
Yeah, and some great plays there from Ole Miss. Finally, kind of being out of the defensive position. You know, there's a lot of pressure applied from FSU, but now they finally get another a goal on the board on the Ole Miss side of things.
Well, that first goal is definitely going to do some wonders. Icarus now getting a little bit of an unfortunate kickoff. Ghost playing it down to the side, trying to take control from Icarus, but the ball gets cleared down to the middle. TG1 with a quick follow-up, and it's a second goal for Ole Miss.
Oh my God, TG1 taking that ball straight out of FSU's hand and instantly setting that ball up for Throne to instantly score that. Now it's a tie game.
Tied game, that's definitely something that we wanted to see in this first game, and for today, already bringing the heat, giving us a show for further down to the road, really, where we see the other teams facing off already. It shows the caliber of these teams, but we see TG1 now clearing it down to the middle. Throne extending the hit, trying to put it down to the crossbar. Bruno with a fantastic clear down to the side where Ghost was already waiting. Ball now back into Ole Miss half, being pressured once again by Icarus. We place it beautifully down to the middle. A miss coming out here from the defense, but nobody from FSU to pressure the ball once again.
Yeah, and it's incredible play coming out of these two teams. For, 2 goals every minute for the first 2 minutes there. And the game's kind of slowing down a little bit, so I want to talk about how, very close score there from TG1. But I want to talk about how, FSU's kind of the favorites going into this match. We have Ole Miss actually coming in at 4th place after the 4 weeks of qualifiers, of prelim qualifiers for this weekend. And, you know, we expected a little more pressure out of FSU. I thought it would be a little more dominant on their side of things.
Well, it's only the qualifiers, but this is the Invitationals. It's where it really comes to matter. But like you said, FSU definitely getting that experience, showing their dominance through those 4 weeks, really. And now they definitely have to show it as the pressure is building up from Ole Miss. They know that it's all on the line right now. It's all down to winning or losing this game. Now Ghost trying to play it down to the middle. Quick aggression coming out from Bruno, but a double commit from Bruno and Icarus as Navik plays it down to the middle. Throne already intercepting it once again as Icarus is on the wall, getting it back to the orange board. But the defense stands firm. Ole Miss is not getting scored on.
Yeah, and I would definitely want to say that one thing that stands out about Ole Miss for me is that they're so confident in the air as TG1 scores this next goal for them.
Confidence in the air, confidence in defense, and confidence in striking. That's what makes a good team. And after that shallow start coming out from Ole Miss, they came back and they are even in the lead right now.
Yeah, and fantastic play and taking advantage of that ball, getting passed straight to them by FSU. But FSU starting to feel the pressure now on this game compared to the first half of the game. A little bit incredible to kind of see that, you know, Ole Miss kind of taking that back. But I definitely want to say, like I said earlier, Ole Miss a lot more confident in the air compared to FSU, and I think that because of that, their rotations have been doing really well. I think the land environment has been suiting them very well today.
Well, is it the nurse? Is it something else breaking down FSU right now? But they are not going to try to back down as we see that the orange side is already being hammered by shots and opportunities once again. But if those opportunities don't connect and there's nobody from the team able to follow them up, it will be Ole Miss taking control once again as we see TG1 trying to get an awkward touch here, playing it down to an awkward position for the FSU side to connect us. Now Icarus having to play it down to the side with no boost left in his tank. He outplays TG1 by a good fake and a good stay there. Now Navik trying to get it down to the middle. He goes for a quick boost steal to get the boost from the defense from FSU even lower to get that pressure on.
Yeah, and I definitely want to say, as I'm watching FSU play more and more, it looks like their main setup player is Icarus. So a lot of the plays kind of fall into his hands to make, you know, the correct drills down the field and the correct passes to the right people. But it looks like Ole Miss is going to slam this. Oh, and Ghost scores to tie the game!
What a moment. Icarus playing it down to TG1 and Ghost, perfect timing, playing it to the side post, going in. And the defense from Ole Miss just wanting that goal post to clear it, but it goes in instead. Now Throne, quick aggression coming out here once again. He wants that goal back. He wants that first game win, get that momentum, but goes with a quick shot. Throne not able to save this, and this is the first game for FSU.
Ghost with the back-to-back scores in 10 to 12 seconds there. Absolutely incredible. Knowing that TG1 was going to pass it downwards to try to end the game as soon as possible. Scoring the goal to go into overtime. And again, like I said, Icarus with the assists. The assist god Icarus himself. Playmaker. Love to see it. Incredibly excited now for this game 2.
Well, that was only the first game, really. And it just shows that FSU has so much more in store. At the end, they answered back stronger than in the first few minutes because we saw Ole Miss definitely getting control, getting their feels in, and they knew how to play. But FSU was like, no, we're not going to let them dictate us how we play this game. And he came back beautifully with Ghost. Yeah. But yeah, let's get into the second game. Let's not keep them waiting and get the show further down the road.
Yeah, of course. And now we're just waiting for the Rocket League lobby to kind of set this game back up. But, you know, what an absolutely nail-biter of a game, you know. Games go... we started with FSU, then we went into kind of to Ole Miss leading, and then FSU came and took us straight back. So incredible games.
Yeah, it might be two completely different teams in terms of like standings, but it's right now on the field. It seems like they're equals as we see Icarus with a quick aggression again. Navik getting demoed there by Bruno. Definitely something important to build up that pressure on the defense as we see Ghost now trying to get the ball down to the middle. Icarus once again but gets contested. A quick shot coming out from Ole Miss, and Bruno with the clinical save.
Yeah, and Bruno doing some fantastic work this game. And it looks like, although these teams are so a little bit farther apart in the standings, Ole Miss is definitely giving them their money's worth today. And like you said, it's not the prelims anymore. And Bruno's looking to put a lot of pressure on this net here.
Well, the pressure on the net is definitely working now. Thrown with a quick shot, but gets blocked by Ghost. DG1 lurking there, and he gets the first goal for Ole Miss. It all comes down to positioning and speed sometimes, but now it's Navik playing it down to the side. Icarus with a quick aggression, but already the ball going back into the FSU half as Tron is leading the offensive power right here. Navik getting contested by Bruno, by Ghost, and Bruno lurking in the middle, but Tron with a very clinical clear. Icarus now down to the middle, trying to find his teammate, but gets contested by Navik, who's now leading the offensive pressure here for Ole Miss. All three of Ole Miss players right there in the blue half. That will not be a good thing for the rotations. So now TG1 with aggression once again, building that pressure on the FSU defense, trying to break it even more. And that's all because of their aggression. As we see, Bruno now finally breaking clear, but TG1 with a quick aggression and a quick interception once again. Now trying to get it past Ghost, but that double commit will not be very useful for Ole Miss as Icarus gets denied by the last defender from Ole Miss. Now, the defense is definitely looking strong. Definitely something that both teams can be proud of, as there's only one goal scored this game so far, but we know players of this caliber will score at any given moment if they have the opportunity and are feeling it well. And we see that the pressure is now shifting from Ole Miss to FSU. Definitely something like we saw in the end of game one. So let's see if FSU can bring out their first goal. Bruno down to the middle, getting it to the backboard as Navik is already waiting there, but he doesn't get the touch he wants. Ghost now lurking in the middle, tries with a quick shot, but gets denied by the crossbar as Icarus is there trying to follow it up. But the pressure didn't prevail. Bruno, slow play to the middle, trying to get it, but Tron gets there with a quick interception. Icarus now down to the side, quick shot coming out in, it's 1-1. FSU is finally back on equal footing.
Yeah, and sorry about that for me cutting out a little bit there. Some production issues, but 1-1 now into the games here, going on. Some great plays coming in from both sides. Icarus now putting the pressure onto the Ole Miss side of the field there, and now running out of boost, so he's gonna have to go and collect that boost again, pass it back to Ghost. But it looks like Ole Miss is gonna start taking the offensive here with Navik contesting in the air.
Well, taking the offensive, that's only one way to score, of course. So both teams trying to get that lead once again, because that lead will build to confidence, built to something beautiful, which might even be a game win. So both teams definitely pushing for that one, as we see Bruno now playing it down to the middle, but gets intercepted by Ole Miss as Tron is now lurking down there. No space for errors for any of the two teams.
Yeah, and no space for errors indeed. Both teams playing their best, playing like they want to qualify for the semifinals tomorrow. And only the top 4 teams after the round robin today make it to the semifinals tomorrow. So 2 teams do end up not making it. So, if you look at the standings, both teams technically should make it after their play from prelims. But we'll definitely see, especially with this round robin. Some great defense from Navik to knock that ball straight into the air.
Well, ball now straight into the air. Bruno trying to take control of it. Gets a good 50-50 on Tron, but Navik with the quick interception already. Quick thinking coming out here from the defense from Ole Miss and trying to get that ball into an awkward position for FSU. Bruno now playing it down to the middle. He's all alone. Nobody of his team there. A little bit of an awkward clear. So good communication coming out here from Ole Miss to try and correct this, as Icarus almost gets some beautiful redirect here.
Absolutely so fantastic. Close, and Icarus scores! Incredible play from Icarus. I was just about to say that we wanted to see a little more, some more assists on his end of the gameplay, because he was definitely the guy who set up, but then he just takes control of the ball and scores it himself.
Well, scoring it is very important. FSU is in the lead once again right now. Now True playing it down to the middle, but Ghost is already lurking there, trying to go solo as he tries to get it to the back, but DG1 with a quick interception, already relieving the pressure from the defense. Now Navik, last opportunity for Ole Miss. Can True make it? It gets blocked. 5 seconds on the clock. Let's see what happens now. Bruno playing it down to the side. He chips it up. He can't take control. He's trying to take it all the way. Navik now trying to take control, plays it down to the side, but the ball goes up once again. Navik with limited amounts of boost, gets it down to the middle. DG1 with an opportunity, but a good block coming out from Ghost. As the ball drops down, FSU is up by 2 game wins right now. What a beautiful start coming out here for FSU. Definitely something that they can be proud of. Bruno probably switching his car right now as of why he left the lobby, so we might have to give him a little bit of time to get into his favorable car. But so far, the pressure and the performance coming out from FSU is already phenomenal. Icarus, star player, as David said before, definitely showing well right now. And Ghost, phenomenal also right there. The entire team works perfectly, but we can't forget Ole Miss. We have to give them credit for their efforts. That quick aggression, that quick early lead is definitely giving them some confidence. They know that they can bring the heat to FSU. So let's see if they can do it in Game 3 as well.
Sorry about that. My mic was muted. Oof. Looks like we're having some lobby issues right now, so we're going to cut to a really quick break and remake, and we'll have the game right back for you guys. Sorry about that. We'll be right back. And it looks like we are back. Sorry, had some connections issues with Bruno here, but it looks like we are finally back into the games with FSU leading the games at 2-0 right now. And instantly we have Bruno taking control of the ball for the FSU team, and Icarus getting a demo. But as we've seen earlier, Ole Miss kind of having that superior air advantage, honestly, in these past couple games. But ball getting past to Icarus and kicking it all the way onto the FSU side of the field here. So fantastic play from these teams so far, and it's so even. Although the games are 2-0, the games have not shown that in the gameplay. Sorry.
Well, we also have to give both teams credit for the defensive abilities. They already know how to make those quick decisions, and for us, we will probably be standing there like, wait, what do we have to do again? So definitely big ups to the people, and it shows why they are here, why they are probably, safe to say, the best of the best in this environment for the universities. But now Ghost on the ball. Bruno goes for the shot though. He cuts a little bit on Ghost as he has no boost. Probably good coming out here from the team. As Ghost is now rushing back. Icarus taking the last back boost, but did stay control of the ball. So that might work out for them. Ghost, awkward position. Icarus plays it down to the middle, where there's a Navik waiting, getting the ball all the way to the back line there. Astron is lurking into the middle, but Icarus with a quick interception makes sure that the ball doesn't go in.
Yeah, and just as you said, Icarus, a phenomenal star player. And I would like to say, the more I watch FSU, they're an incredibly high-performing team. They all play very, very well. But I'd like to say that, without control of the ball, it seems that they lack a lot of the confidence that that Ole Miss seems to be coming into this game with. We saw in Game 1 where Icarus was drilling the ball down the field and making great passes to the rest of his teammates, And of course, the defensive play from Ghost is absolutely incredible. But it looks like they're losing that bit of the confidence, not which I'd like to see them have more of for sure.
I mean, it's not early in the morning, it's close to the afternoon, so both teams probably not getting that little bit of a sugar dip as we know that we get around this time of day. So let's just say that it might be that working out in Ultimate's favor, but now Icarus on the ball, blocking TG1 shot once again. Bruno half flipping back to get possession of the ball. He gets quickly challenged, he flips it over one. As No Boost tries to get a very good touch, but Trump lays it down. Ghost now on the ball. It's a little bit of a ping pong here on defense. Trying to make those shot goes in, make it count as Strom blocks the ball and tries to take control, but Icarus lurking there once again. Ball goes high in front of the blue net. Nobody there from Ole Miss to try and get it in, as now the pressure is once again on the orange net.
Yeah, and just as you said, a lot of ping-ponging back and forth here on this game. And, you know, because of that, a little bit of missed action, but oh my god, TG1 with some fantastic saves there on the net, and Ghost getting that demo on Navik. But, you know, the more and more we play out the series, it looks like the more these teams are adjusting to each other, and very, very quickly, may I add. But looks like Ghost is going to set up off the backboard from Bruno and take a score there.
Well, adapting or not, FSU still has so much left in that tank to show, and they already showed it perfectly. Bruno getting his flicks in, definitely something that didn't happen in the last two games. And it's already sat her, his teammate goes for a beautiful shot, making it 1-0 already. FSU in the lead once again, something very comfortable for them, as they have to win only one, but Throne and Navik, beautiful combination, and equalizing it all again.
Yeah, and Ole Miss loves to kind of like wait till the score is a little bit not in their favor to score, it seems. You know, taking that first game back and just trying to get that, like, they play better from a deficit, for sure.
Well, playing better from a deficit, now it is all even once again. It will be a determining factor who gets this goal lead right now, because it might even give them a goal. Icarus and Ghost, it seemed like a very good combination, almost connecting to Bruno as well, but he wasn't ready. But now Icarus with a quick shot, making it 2-1, FSU in the lead once again.
Yeah, and like I said, Icarus, you know, he's a good setup player, but this time he just set himself up, bouncing it right off of TG1's play, trying to bounce it off to the floor and getting that goal in. Now with a minute left, the ball is on Ole Miss's court to score this last point to tie the game.
Oh, definitely gonna try their hardest to tie this game up, as we now see solid defensive work coming out here from FSU. Icarus rushing down the side, Bruno trying to pass Icarus down here, who tries to get a touch down to the side wall here to set up Ghost, but he gets intercepted by TG1. Now Icarus with a free shot, the crossbar denying him the goal once again.
Yeah, and such slight miscalculations there to hit the crossbar, and some incredible defense from Ole Miss's side overall. But now, you know, Ole Miss needs to keep putting on the pressure, because otherwise, you know, they have 40 seconds left, and that's all they need to score. Bruno taking another point for the FSU side.
Well, I think it's definitely safe to say that Bruno has definitely been feeling it this game compared to the last two. Last two, he's been like a little bit of a quiet participant on their team, but now Bruno is stepping it up. He's setting up his teammates, and he is scoring the goals as well. So FSU now in a very comfortable lead. 40 seconds on the clock. More than enough time for Ole Miss to at least score one, let's say.
Yeah, and I agree with Bruno playing incredibly well. It looks like that car switch has been, you know, doing wonders for him. And as he's kind of closing out these rotations, they're just playing really incredibly defensive on the FSU side, just trying to milk out these last 13 seconds of the game, just so, you know, they can close and end this series.
Well, milking out 2 seconds, 5 seconds remaining. Will FSU get another shot? It's now Bruno and Ghost with a little bit of enough communication, but dropping the ball just for certainty. FSU sweep this series, but definitely a good performance coming out from Ole Miss.
For sure. And taking that series 3-0, incredible work from FSU side of things. We are now going to go cut to a quick break before we take on our game 2, which was going to be FSU still on our stream versus Georgetown next. Stay seated. We'll be right back.